control heroes for OG, and then he doesn't do anything in this game, it feels like. I don't know.
What fixes King Nguyen's problems? I feel like they have so many.
It just has to be all out aggression, right? Like even if like it's VS or Enchantress core, either way.
Yeah, but like aggression is one
aggro.
thing, but you have to remember like they can't kill any creeps. So even if you're very aggressive in one lane, you could have an Ember Spirit in another place in the map and a Wind Ranger and whatever the heck OG decide to last pick for top center Ana somewhere else. It's the same story as what happened in game 1.
Well,
Okay,
I'm not even kidding. I was actually thinking they could pick Tide, but I don't think it's good. I once again don't think it solves their problems. This is again, it's a ball up and go down one lane and hope for the best, but you have to win the lanes. Tide is not a lane winner. He wins against very few heroes. I think OG have the tools here, but we'll see. We'll see if King Nguyen can somehow make this work. I will say if they win their lanes or do well enough, and they get an Aegis and they manage to go down a lane before OG are online, this is winnable. But the timing window and the difficulty of execution for this dire draft, I think, is really high.
Incantation of incineration.
Execution for the dire line is super difficult. The games are just hard to play. OG has
committed.
What do they get? I feel like they would want to get a hero that just does well against Tidehunter.
They got monkeys still available.
Oh, actually, not against Tidehunter. They want a laner against Huskar. I think either they put Wind Ranger mid for Thompson and get an off laner for Mad, or they put Wind Ranger off lane and counter
They
the
could just
Huskar.
dual lane. They don't have to.
I don't like that so much.
Away hence.
I wouldn't like that solution as much as other options. The Chen will, because if you want to dual lane mid with Ember, because he's still going to get crushed by Huskar.
Either that or whatever they pick for Thompson, assuming Ana's playing Ember.
Whoa.
They just brought that's a
Unto battle.
Yeah.
This is a team that's like, okay, they have one play which is to go down the lane, we're going to split push.
It's top center.
That's
30 seconds to battle.
It's gonna be playing Fury. I like this pick a lot.
Where'd that horn come from?
This bores me.
A tithe to the purity
Begins a new age of knowledge. Orbs light my path. As needs be. So it is said. Such abnegation. It's all the same to me.
I think nautical.
Avowedly, Sunstrike. Yes. Cause for my spell I will remember. Thus and so. Over yon. Thither I go. Concentration. Such tedium. Nigh unto death. Ha 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 ha! With speed. Profitable engagement. I'll keep it in mind.
First blood.
An honor. 'Tis non-cupatory.
You get nothing.
I proceed.
Your top tower is under attack.
Careful.
I'm a brawler in his prime. 'Tis tedious. A known only to me. Of course. Forthwith. Well away. Augury about Sadron, a rich tradition. Orbs light my path. Avowedly. Thus and so. True, plucked from the arcane.
Your top tower is under attack.
Such tedium. Denied. Fine. I'm well aware of it. Away hence! Attack! Of course. An ally from naught. Mindfully.
All in service to imbalance.
I'll keep it in mind. Vital attainment! Yes. Athwart my short-sighted of you. I am committed. Ravagers of armor and will. My mind is my arcane. You'd have done better to clothe yourself in knowledge. For all the good your scraps of armor did you. My totality eclipses the cosm. I proceed. Forthwith. Ha! Concentration. Grief elementals. This will I sleep from silence. Whither I go, my magics die with me. Wow! You hit hard. So it is said.
Your top tower is under attack.
It could go at any moment.
Oh boy!
'Tis tedious. With speed. Unto battle!
Radiant structures are fortified.
I murmur words of power. As need be.
Your top tower is under attack.
Over yon. Dead.
Your top tower is under attack.
Your top tower is under attack.
So it is
Your top tower is under attack.
Your top tower has fallen,
It was nice.
but it was missing something.
Yeah.
Pyroclasm. I will not be interrupted. Seal of Wexhort. I'm under attack. I am committed. Hearken unto me. It is tedious. With speed. Avowedly. Of course. This bores me. Concentration. Ow. Yes. Wax. Enlightenment stands ready. Over yon. I am a beacon of knowledge blazing out across a black sea of ignorance. Thus and so. Ruin drawn from deep within. Fine. Wex's witness true mirrors Hindergast.
Now that was a fail course.
Spherical sorcery. Away hence. So moot it be. I'm under attack! I'm well aware of it.
Got it.
I proceed. A towering hex. I'll keep it in mind. Mindfully. Quas Frigoris. True Karak Exort Trisolar.
Killing spree.
The day they cross forthwith. Behold alacrity. Knowledge is power. As needs be.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Experience true swiftness. Witness true sorcery. Thither I go. Unto battle. Well away. Who threatens my concentration? Drawn from deep within. An enlightenment stands ready. With speed. Wex exhort! Oh. Yes. Did I hear a squeak?
Your middle tower is under attack.
Radiant structures are fireproof.
Well away. Spherical sorcery. An stupefactive trio. Who reckons my cousin? I hear the demon. Nature's foulest cloister.
Furls your sails for good.
Down for the count.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen.
We're not impressed.
Well, I am.
Killing spree. Double kill.
Just fade away. Your middle tower is under attack.
In-depth analysis.
Avowedly. So it is said, a rich tradition. Over yon. Forthwith. Not alacrity. Fine. Arcana, known only Sunstrike. Athwart my path.
Blood in the way.
'Tis tea.
Your top tower is under attack.
From the arcane. Zeal of Wexhort. The learned one strikes.
Your top tower is under attack.
Is it fireproof?
We'll see.
Charming hex. This bores me.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
My mind is my arcanery. Ill luck upon you.
Small reward.
Thither I go. From the Harlech's incantation of incineration. I'm well aware of it. Wex exhort! I'll keep it in mind. Plucked from the arcane. As needs be. Alacrity. Such tedium.
This is redundant. Dire structures are fortified. Radiant structures are fortified.
A rich tradition.
Their bottom tower has fallen.
Orbs light my path.
Your top tower is under attack.
Death.
This isn't gonna end well, is it?
Experience true swiftness. I'll not be interrupted. Galaron's abyssal carnisphere!
Their middle tower has fallen!
Of course. Enlightenment stands ready. Seal of Wexhort!
Your top tower is under attack!
I am committed. True arcana. Fight me. Ancient scepter. Mindfully. An incantation long remembered. Unto battle. So it is said. Well away from the great mystery, as heaven remember, as needs be. Avowedly, Wex exhort. This bores me. Away hence! My mind is my arcana, known only to me. Torn by words of exhort Trisolar.
Into the black seas.
I outlive and behold
infinity.
Alacrity. One of my favorites.
Dominating.
'Tis tedious. Spherical sorcery. Drawn from deep within. Of course. Witness truth, my foes aloft. A charming Wex exhort.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
With speed plucked from the arcanery. An incantation long remembered.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Exhort Trionis.
Killing spree.
Arcana.
Mega kill. Unstoppable. Double kill.
Yes.
Your bottom tower has fallen.
They can call that one the control.
It's a power. I'll keep it in mind.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Mindfully.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Behold. Caught the spell by Sunstrike with sonic enlightenment. Fine. Well-gotten gains. Thither I go. Concentration. Such tedium. I despair. Where the scales went chaos. Arcane from the great mystery. Was tradition. I am committed. Forthwith. One of my favorites. Spherical sorcery. Wexandron protect and frisson. Eternal rampart. Draw seal of Wexort. I proceed. Enlightenment stands ready. Why, thank you.
See nature's
True arcanery thrives. On a spell I well remember. Experience true swiftness. Orbs light my path. Thus and so. Forge, spirit, Wex, exhort. Arcana, known only to behold. Well away. Grace to you. Yes. Plucked from the arcanery, torn the charming heads. Hither I go. An incantation long remembered. Of course. Augury abounds. Cold snap from the deluge. My heart's incantation of incineration. Wax. The harsh white waste spread one experience.
stop. Double kill.
Over yon, drawn from deep within. Forthwith. Thus and so, seed my spherical sorcery. Plucked from the arcanery. Exhort, quas exhort. Concept an incant. Behold the beast. A charming hex. Augury abounds. So it is extracted monopulse from the great mystery. One of my favorites. Culinary thrives.
Another put down.
My mind is my arcane. Behold.
Welcome back.
Transformed. Away the spell. All in all.
Never.
With speed. Such tedium. Words of power. Exhort Trionis.
Their top tower has fallen!
Witness true sorcery.
Good.
Alacrity. Spherical sorcery. Unto battle. An incantation long remembered. Behold. I'll keep it. This magic disappoints. Wex, exhort. Allow. You dare plucked from the arcanery. Enlighten one of my favorites. From the zeal of Wexort. Orbs light my path. My mind is my arcanery. I proceed. I'm well aware of it. I am committed. Sunstrike. Augury abounds. As needs be. A charm. Geist of lethargy.
Lower the boom.
Fine. Experience arcane ice wall. Oh, learn how fragile you are. Witness true sorcery. Mindfully. True arcanery thrives. Spherical sorcery. A sailor spell I will remember. Words of power. Harlex incant drawn from deep within. Away hence. What need have I for this? Mindfully, Lincoln Sphere, plucked from the arcanery. Claws of Tornaros. I'm under attack! Thither I go. Oh, Colween's most cunning fabric, Gas Arcana. Known only one of my chimeras extracting pulse from the great mystery. Unto battle! Exhort when witness true black sea. Exhort. A spell I will remember. A charge. Spirit domination. Geist of lethargy. So it is said. Well away. Augury abounds.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen!
My mind is my arcane. Enlightenment stands ready. Of course. Ice Wall! One of Endolium's malevolent courage tradition. Plucked from the arcane. Witness Voidal Pyroclasm. Words of power. Double damage! Yes. Behold!
A tithe to the impurities.
Over yon, alacrity. I'm well aware of it. An ally from naught. 'Tis tedious. From the great mystery. Zeal of a spell I will remember. This bores me. Drawn from deep within. Ah! Chaos Meteor! Such was exhort! Gaster's mandate of impetuous stride! My mind is my arcane. Exhort Trisolar!
Double kill.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen!
With speed. A charming hex. Experience true swiftness. Exhort Trionis. Enlightenment stands ready. Valkyrie abounds. Arcane, an incantation long remembered. One of my words of power. Haste! I'll keep it in mind. This spell works nowise. The zeal of Wexort. Be grief, elemental, witness true sorcery. Plucked from the arcane. Thus and so, a rich tradition. Alacrity. Concentration. Killing Corix. From the great mystery. Caloron's abyssal carnisphere.
I am the Sobo from Sobo.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen!
The Dyers have reinforced their structures.
An honor to fight me. An incantation long remembered. Experience true drawn from deep within.
Their bottom barracks have fallen!
Towards enlightenment, Rex Trioni, eternal rampart.
The enemy's bottom barracks have fallen!
Got some good data from that.
Your top tower is under attack!
Here we go. Here we go.
Your top tower has fallen!
Sorcery. A rich tradition.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen!
Mystery. Knowledge is
Their middle barracks have fallen.
The enemy's middle barracks have fallen! Whoa! Crumbly!
What Rex exhort? Chaparraks descend. Valkyrie abounds. Yes. Colweed's most I'll keep arcane, known only to enlightenment, stands ready. True arcanery thrives. Words of power. Birds fill, behold. I'll not be interrupted. Experience true swiftness. This bores me. Hither I go, plucked from the witness true sorcery. A charming hex. Nigh unto death. As needs spherical sorcery. From Ravagers of armor and will.
The enemy's top tower has fallen!
Only to hearken unto me.
All in service to imbalance.
Alacrity, no matter. A rich tradition. Thus and so.
The enemy's top tower has fallen!
Don't quit now!
Still so many things to blow up!
Vex exhort! A spell I will remember. True arcanery thrives.
Their top barracks have fallen!
Whatever that was skeptic gratitude. My mind, my heart.
Their middle tower has fallen!
Double kill. Exhort. It's not one of zeal, but exhort.
Good job!
Well done!
I have rendered.
Everybody, this is Crypto Bacha. We are here.
Controlling the map, securing runes. If they find like a double damage rune, they can always go to Roche very easily. And waiting for perhaps that Blade Melon Axe is complete now, so we have pretty much everything he needs. Lycan Necro 3 is going to be the big item timing for him here in the early game. They did get a glimpse of Envy with that scan. They clipped him for about half of a second. See if they head down that way. They are kind of checking out this Radiant jungle as the smoked up TNC look to probably get down some deep wards and see what they can find here.
I think taking away this axe really hurt the side of TNC. I think they really won it because this Skyreth Mage just has no friend. Oh, this might end up working though.
Yep, that's a decent kill.
Cuckoo is dead.
Cuckoo gets the kill before he goes down. Now the Warlock Rock gets dropped as there is a Brewmaster split. Trying to create some of this chaos here, but TA is just destroying the Brewlings. They're going to all die. Brewmaster's down. He just couldn't survive. Even in the Panda form, Armel is out of leap charges, and he's got no TP. He's got no way out. He throws an arrow, hits Pylai Die, but DJ will finish him off with a power shot. DJ's power shots in these fights doing pretty strong
look how
amount
much
of
damage he did. He did 1,635 damage with the wind range.
Yeah.
He had the most damage.
And that was, I want to say, just like 3 power shots doing most of that damage.
7K lead at 20 minutes. Fnatic Dota looking to get themselves to TI. Now, if they were to lose this series, at this point, it would truly be Fnatic. But it all but seems like this game is, you know, I mean, we've seen some TA games go the wrong way. There's no doubt about that. Even just today, of course, you guys might have caught it if you're endless Dota addicts. Complexity did not finish their game out with the, I believe it was a TA Axe.
Which game was that? The one against
Optic?
I think they ended up winning that one. It was the VGJ one in the group stage?
No, sorry, Cole and Optic were the tiebreaker or whatever it was.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Did Optic win the tiebreaker?
Yes.
I mean, second place.
Yeah.
Obviously, VGJ won it. Oh, I was watching that game and just assumed Cole won.
Yeah,
I left because I had to like go and do some stuff before coming here.
Yeah, no, they lost that game.
Yeah, never saw the result. Okay. They also had a similar game where it looked they were super far ahead against VGJ in the group stages, and it looked like.
Oh yeah, no, this was just today. No, it was great.
Okay.
Yeah, it was something.
Games. No, this game is definitely not completely done and dusted. The scary thing is Fnatic's draft is pretty much hit their power spike now. So you're down 10k gold before they kind of hit their timing, and now they're at their timing.
Yeah.
How do you defend your towers? How do you take team fights when they have Aegis and they've just got these next big items? TA's BKB, Lycan has Necro 3, Wind Ranger has the Blink Dagger initiation for the Shackle Shot. Every item Fnatic could really want to have at 20 minutes they've got.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they needed that TA kill, you know, or at least a few of them before the BKB. Now they're just fighting such a difficult situation. And they have all these parts, but they have nothing complete almost. Like, they have ET, but then what comes next? We go for like a Wukong command, but he only has a Battle Fury right now, so it's not that scary. We have the Skyreth Mage, but what are you following up on? Like an arrow? Like, the best thing Kuku can do is kill himself on Blade Mill and Axe, basically.
Lycan's going to run in. It seems like he knows. I want to say he scouted the Moonlight Shadow with the Wolves. I didn't 100% see, but
yeah,
the way they played that, it made it seem like they knew TNC were using that invis to engage. And TNC will completely back off as Envy's Necro 3 is just going to run around, probably look for some wards. We'll find a few sentries here and there if he looks closely. No Necro 3's up. He's going to hold on to it for now. A couple more seconds and it is back online. They're in no rush. They get this Aegis. They're like, it's fine. 2 minutes 20 left on it. They may take these out of tier 2 towers, but...
It never ends. You're like down 11k and 2 games away from TI, and you start spamming. Got to motivate the team. Got to bring them back.
Your turn to ban.
See, they're not out should they lose this game, but no. This is the easier and safer route. You get into that lower bracket, you're
5 seconds remaining.
Stressing and worrying a little bit, particularly a team like TNC who has had, I'd say, like mental issues throughout the year as far as staying composed, playing to their true potential. I feel like this has been one of the teams who just didn't quite get the results they should have at various tournaments.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be the top dog in C, honestly. I thought that, they'd be tangling with Manesi all the time, but couldn't quite get there.
Some tournaments they look amazing, and others it's just like
10 seconds remaining.
There's no consistency.
They're the Cole of C.
5 seconds remaining.
In a lot of ways, that classic like complexity, like, oh my God, look at them, they're qualifying to the land, or like, oh, Cole looks so good, and then it just doesn't work out.
I would say I would disagree with that a while ago because I think the TNC's big problem is they just don't have that strong captain, but nowadays you can say that about Cole. They lost their strong vocal captain, so they're more alike than ever now.
Yeah. Yeah, ever since they lost 1437, that is definitely true.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell, I guess, just how much Kuku's stepping into the role, but you have to imagine he's still, getting his legs under him. Still relatively fresh on the position.
I definitely felt like the change, like they were kind of stagnant with 1437. I don't blame them for the changes, but they haven't come into true form. So we do see a fight breaking out here. Nice initiation from the TA. The rock gets dropped on top of it as well. But it's TNC bouncing back a bit. They bring down the axe to start things off. Problem is, the Wukong's command is going to be expiring fairly soon. Arbit doesn't seem to give a crap. He's just bringing down the Bruling inside it. As that's a 3-for-1. Power shot goes fishing.
He almost got that tree.
He was looking for Raven with it. Didn't quite find the right one. Take a quick look at that recap as it was. Wind Ranger once again. DJ is just so good at Dota.
That's an unreal amount of damage, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like there is a lot to be said that a Wind Ranger doing the most damage in multiple fights in a row, your everyday Wind Ranger player, even like a top player, is not going to do that consistently. And that's not what you're expecting out of your Wind Ranger. DJ just gives you that little bit extra that you're like, well, we didn't, PJ, we were just happy with you to hit some shackles.
That would be cool.
One power shot, but you're giving us, you know, 3-4 power shots a team fight and 2.5k damage. Yeah, we'll take that.
Now he's into a full Maelstrom to go with his Blink Dagger, plus 100 power shot damage. It only gets bigger and better. That's 550 damage. Absolutely absurd.
Yeah. You see power shots like this, and you understand why heroes like, you know, Lion with Finger of Death aren't played. Whoop, here goes Universe. Blink Call onto Mirana. Instantly remove the Boundless Strike. Coming a bit late, and Raven caught by the urn, can't get out of here.
DJ is unstoppable, and he is wicked sick. They're very accurate.
From watching the...
Oh my god!
DJ God, indeed. He is...
He did the most again!
This is not just like it's this game. I feel like all 4 Fnatic games, he's been...
He has been the carry.
The
There's
carry
no
and the MVP in many of them. He is so talented. I cannot sing his praises enough as he continues to impress game after game. Fnatic are about to clinch a spot at TI. They're not quite there yet, but they will claim mid-racks as TNC will hold on a little bit longer. But a melee racks already. 20k gold lead just 27 minutes in. I feel like there is such a small, tiny sliver of hope for TNC that they have to play this one perfectly and perhaps even rely on some Fnatic misplays to get back into this game.
Prepare to battle!
That truly is their only hope, but those misplays and those comebacks, I'm sure they're thinking Roche right now, but the Shrine will be eliminated.
Avowedly.
Away some of that opportunity. Highlight die. Someone has taken his keyboard or something. He's not going for the Shadow Amulet. He's looking for a Force Staff.
Oh.
The Madman gonna force the Monkey King out of the command. I can just see it right now. Gonna make some big Warlock plays.
Everything coming up. Fnatic as they take the second Shrine and potential Roshan spawn in 10 seconds time. Anytime 3 minutes or so after it, there'll be a period.
'Tis tedious.
Coming back up.
30 seconds to battle.
1 minute 35.
There's a shifty tree down here.
360s.
Such medium.
I mean, what really can you do here as TNC? You don't really want to go for any sort of a play until you know Roche is up. Pilot I understands the importance of this, so he's the delegation going to the courier.
A new age
set in the pit.
They're definitely meant to be able to contest Roche. You've got Monkey King Ultimate, DT, Brewmaster with a Blink Split. These are the kind of heroes that should do pretty well around the Roche. It does feel like they're too far behind.
Yeah, maybe about 15,000 gold to go.
Yep.
The contest was still there.
Who threatens
and the Wolves
my
again leading the charge here. But decent wraparound here.
They already smoked up, and now they're going to go invis as well.
He's pinging.
I'll keep it in mind.
See, get some observable. It sounds fairly
I am committed.
I see them showing up here now.
Yeah, do they take this fight? They're
An honor
out and camping
to
the Roche
fight
bit a bit, but TNC definitely cannot afford to just linger around and wait for the respawn. In fact, they're going to defend their top lane. Here's Tower already down to 450 health. Cuckoo's going to TP back, so they won't get that flank they were perhaps hoping for. And Envy is going to take Rex. He charges forward. He wants Cuckoo, and he doesn't even need his hero. He chews him apart just with the Necrobooks and the Centaur. Envy is going to run mid now. Wants Armel. Won't actually get him. He gets the range Rex instead. Now he's back to the melee. They're going to get a second full lane of Rex.
Raven's been golemed on the back lines.
Well,
she showed up for the Warlock. And
perhaps
DJ's gone.
Power.
Fitting as they will GG out. Fnatic going to the International 2018.
It's a homecoming. Envy's coming home, baby.
He's had a full year in Southeast Asia. I'm sure he'll be looking forward to being back in the motherland. Wow.
Fan City for Fnatic.
For TNC, a disappointing result, I think mostly because they weren't really that competitive here today.
Yep.
It's not the TNC that has had many a close series with Fnatic throughout the year. Close BO5 SCA qualifier final.
And for the Dark Lord.
DJ Envy took care of this game. That's how you take care of a game of Dota 2 right there, ladies and gentlemen. Less hero damage than building damage. He was the mop and bucket.
Yep.
And DJ was the superstar on that one.
It was a great showing from Fnatic, and a team that
I'm
doesn't
well
just look
aware.
good, I feel like, in the SCA region, but actually could be a team to look out for at the main event.
Yep, definitely.
There's definitely a lot of teams coming out of qualifiers, and you got to fill those 6 or 18 slots that we had. I think we had 18 slots.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
Sounds
whatever.
about
You got to
right.
fill those slots, and there's always some teams going, they probably deserve to be there, but they're going to be a bottom 14. Fnatic, I feel like, not in that group.
Yep. And TNC, I still think they're going to qualify. I think they will be in the other slot. I think tomorrow's a new day. They had a bad day today. That was not TNC's Dota. I think that they're going to be able to build off of this. Hopefully have some solid review. And bring it tomorrow. Not to count out every other team, because I do think the other teams have been looking good. Of course, the sister squad especially. So I'm expecting an epic battle for the last qualifier from within the organization. That seems to be the most likely case, unless the Black Stack can upset something.
I mean, they've had a great journey from, I was about to say from Opens. I feel like everyone's actually had to go through Opens pretty much.
Yeah.
But they were not looked at as like one of the favorites of one of these new mixed teams.
Yep.
Definitely some known players, some good capable players, but
Avowedly.
seen a stable. Black kind of hopping around the team for a bit, making it far, and we'll see what kind of team entity shows up tomorrow. I would honestly, I'd be very happy with Predator making it. These two teams have been the top 3 SEA teams all year round with Mineski. It feels right that they represent the region at TI.
To me, Predator stands the best chance at success at the International. So that's why I want them to make it. Are they going to be the best team tomorrow? That is to be seen. However, at TI itself, I would give them the highest chance of success over the other
and that sometimes happens. Like last year we had the Fnatic roster with QO qualified for TI, and they went like 0 and 15.
Yeah.
They beat out Faceless, I think, to qualify, and it was like, oh, Faceless, didn't make TI. So sometimes those teams were better on the day, but may not be the better team at TI. And that's where TNC has shown.
So that's the end of it for us.
Yeah, we're done. SEA is a wrap for our crew. We're
committed.
gonna have Owen and Fogged closing things out tomorrow with those games
over in Euroland.
Heading over to Beyond the Summit 1, where I think OG is playing.
Well, speaking of Europe, are they still cleaning people up over there or what? OG still destroying, Mad still tweeting.
I think so.
He's loving life right now, I tell you.
The OG series is over, so
okay.
Blinkpool versus War is on, which...
NA Dota, ladies and gentlemen, get over there. Canadian to TI, and you can go watch some more NA Dota greats now over on BTS1.
Yeah. All right, that does it. We're going to say goodbye, and you want to tune in to the rest of the TI and Hate coverage here. The other
Just what the doctor ordered.
'Tis tedious. Hearken unto me. I'm Sadron's protected frisson. Spherical sorcery. Over yon.
Told you a storm was coming!
Place your bets at gg.bet. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options. Cool mini games. And 24/7 support for players. Sign up now for the best esports bets at gg.bet.
True exhort Trionis. Thus and so. From the great mystery. Away hence. My mind, exhort, Wex, exhort! Oh, they'll... Yes. An incantation, a charming hex. Sunstrike.
Must have made...
You dare fight me? I'm not...
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen!
Ill luck upon you. Wex exhort. One of my favorites.
Your middle tower is under attack. They'll come around.
Unto battle. Exhort Trisolar. The learned one strikes. Well away. Orbs light my path. Experience true swiftness. With speed. Forthwith. Zeal of Draw Snap. Zip's incantation of incineration.
Looking for me?
Burns of power. Avowedly. Wex Cyclona, a rich tradition. Ho-ho! Over your behold. I'm well aware of it.
Edge!
Well away. This bores me. Orbs light my path. Augury of Arcana, known only to me.
Dire structures are fortified.
Yes. I'll keep it in mind.
Killing spree.
So it is said. Tis tedious. Fine. I proceed. Athwart my path. A charming mix. As needs be.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Ownage.
I am
What
committed.
sort of prize is this?
Alacrity. One of my favorites.
Whoa, what'd I miss?
Quas Frigo.
Over here!
The spell Wells of Tornaris. Concentration.
I'll dig that.
Killing spree. Ownage.
My totality eclipses the cosm. Enlightened Gaster's mandate of impetuous strife. Forget me not.
Touché! Let the
With my
The enemy's
return,
middle tower has
the
fallen!
cosmos is restored.
Very nice.
How are they ever gonna follow that up?
Zeal of true arcane. Of course.
No!
Give it not a second thought. thus and so. Skullween's most cunning fabrications.
It's up.
Attack, whatever that was, to an incantation long remembered. Thither from the great mystery. Hearken unto me.
Mega kill. Ownage.
Witness true sorcery. Such tedium.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Descent of fire! Unto battle, drawn from deep within. Exhort Trionis. Mandate of impetuous strife. Away hence. My mind is my
Your middle
arcade.
tower is under attack. Killing spree. Ownage.
Fight me. I'm well an ally from naught. I'll not be interrupted.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Arcana, known Rex.
The Dire have reinforced their structures.
Ow. I'm over here.
Their bottom tower has fallen.
I'm under attack. Was Trionis. Trio.
Let the fun begin. Wait for it.
The harsh white waste.
Scouting spree.
An incantation long remembered. Such. Learn how Fred Sun strike.
Twas an act of charity. For me?
The source of self-knowledge, the will of
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
Scepter. 'Tis augury abounds. Witness true sorcery. Of course. I'm a charming with this shot. Cross Frigo.
I'll dig that.
Corix. Spherical sorcery. I am committed. One of my favorites. My mind is my art. Enlightenment stands ready. Cause for my enemies to dwell on me exclusively. Forthwith, experience true swiftness. I proceed. Words of
Dominating.
Double damage!
a spell I well remember. With speed. Behold,
Unstoppable.
an incantation long remembered. Witness true sorcery.
Their middle tower has
within.
fallen.
Exhort,
Mega kill.
What a charming hex. Alacrity from the great.
Their middle tower has fallen.
My mind is my arcade.
The enemy's middle barracks have fallen. They had that coming. Dire locked down their structures.
Did I miscast?
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Their middle tower has fallen.
Threatens my concentration. Words of power. Zeal of Wexort.
Radiant victory. Your turn to ban!
Five seconds remaining. Your turn to pick.
Grab an important tower. Now, the biggest concern I have for the Dire at this point, to be honest with you, is that Spectre is almost top net worth in the game. This is rare. Ritsu is having a really nice time because of the weak dual lane off lane that Blinkpool put, and because of the pressure that they were able to put top that forced Misery to come up and help. Ritsu's been having a wonderful time on Spectre. And right now it might not be so wonderful in a moment.
Your turn to pick.
Scan, he has a feeling that they might be coming for him, but the scan is a
no,
little bit off the mark. It does pop, trying to run, but the shackle's already there, and he is in no man's land, trying to hide away, but this sustains vision. He's done.
Oh, he wastes his TP2.
10 seconds remaining.
Good pick for Blinkpool.
5 seconds remaining.
That would have hurt way less if he didn't try to TP. This actually sucks, because now when he spawns, he can't TP out to any lane. He has to run all the way.
Well, and you talk about it, like, you knew that Blinkpool had to make that move. Ritsu knew. He pinged out on the map where he thought they might be coming from, and the scan hits just a little bit late.
Yep. If he scanned more to the left, he would have lived there. Probably. Misery sitting mid, getting some farm. And he's gonna...
Oh, they go invis. They have a sentry ward down, though.
Yeah, he ran to the left, though. Did not run into the trap. Top lane, however, Ritsu. That's Kezu, sorry.
Your turn to
Ryle
pick.
on Kezu.
Hey.
Not gonna be finding anything here. Misery is just scouting. He's going to get the bounty rune at least, so he steals that one away. So they get 3 runes. They're standing on top of an observer. They don't want to show that they've sentry. This is a really smart play. They're trying to bait Misery to come into them here, but it doesn't seem to be working. So
5 seconds remaining.
Just a second. There we go. Nice attempt at bait by Kittrek.
Your turn to pick.
Are strong, but Misery has a mind of his own.
Okay. They do have a sentry ward here as well that's right on top of where the runes are, so they aren't going to be able to make anything happen there necessarily since Misery is off and away. Blink Dagger just now completed for the mag. Maybe where we start to see the Blinkpool draft really start to come online. After the initial relatively good early stage for Evans falling behind in terms of CS and net worth relative to the Magnus, but he is very close to the Blade Mail. And also that level 10 talent, which is oh so nice, 8 armor.
Yeah, Blade Mail is really good in this game. It's great against a hero like Pugna who wants to target you out, like single you out and blow you up. The life drain will effectively not be healing you. And let's see, Blade Mailed. Good against PL as well. Oh, mid lane, good shackle from Sox, so this should set up a kill. Nice long range artillery from the Dire. Get the skewer off as well, and they grab that kill. That's actually a dominating streak, so that's a relatively high impact kill for position 5.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, looks like
nice
down
grab by Kaiser.
Always making sure they can get that extra bit of gold. The Wind Ranger chasing out Bryle. The shackle will not land, but instead Milan is here.
Prepare for battle.
Should scare off the rest of Blinkpool. They do have Haunt back up as well if Ritsu wants to get involved, but he's getting pretty close to this Radiance. Might be worth it just to hold off for the moment and see if they can get it with the first Radiance. Maybe though with the Armor Talent and Blade Mail being done on Bloodseeker as well. I don't know, how do you want to play this game right after Wind and Rain?
I feel like you want to look for fights when you have Haunt. I think you try to take advantage of Spectre's really key cooldown instead of just letting it sit here. Maybe you smoke up as a group. Enable Ritsu that way. He obviously wants to farm the Radiance, but actually not making moves is riskier. Because now he can't farm safely. He has no information on the map. He knows something is up, so they are going to smoke into them here. Go break.
Oh, immediately the RP. They're on to 3 though. Where's the follow-up? It's nowhere. They're not on top of these heroes at all, and instead they're going to be able to find Kaiser on one side of it. Kittrek will go down, but so too will the Pugna. RP looks good, but when there's no follow-up, they take down the left track. All right, there's what they needed, but they still end up losing the Magnus. 3 dead already in Wind and Rain as they try and chase down Kaiser here, or rather Misery as well. Power shot connects right as the Bloodseekers ran away.
That could have gone so much better for the Dire if there was any follow-up on that great RP from Kezu, but nobody was close by. So he nails that 3-man RP, but like you said,
mine.
Let's weave a battle plan.
They managed to pull out a 4-for-2 fight. It was kind of funny. They saw that Kezu died. He was shackled, or rather he was ruptured, so he couldn't move, and then he stood next to a dead Leshrac whose edict was just pulsing him down. So he actually got killed by a dead horse.
Oh no.
But yeah. That's still it's a decent fight for the Dire. Not really the biggest of gold swings though, because the Pugna dies. Pugna was the richest hero in the game, so a lot of gold went the way of Milan for that kill. Got 450, and Rao got 450 for Tezu as well. And most importantly, Ritsu did not die in that. So Radiance closing in on that, and he will now be top net worth.
I am compelled.
Never mind, he's 100 gold behind.
Oh no!
But it's very close.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like the other thing too is it was again like that sort of anxiety that you can feel from Blinkpool of wanting to try and kill this Spectre. Spectre shows bottom, and then immediately the rest of the Radiant walk in this direction and start smoking because they know that Blinkpool is going to run down there and fight him. Of course, the
Shuttle off
was there, ready to jump right at the start.
We should probably also keep a bit track of the Leshrac's item progression, because this was something we put a lot of emphasis on during the draft, that Lesh would have a hard time. Ra's 3-1-2. He's actually doing pretty fine. He's playing against Nyx Pugna, has that one death from that fight, and is closing in on his BKB, which is really the game-changing item for him. So far, he's managed to dodge a lot of threats. And once he gets this BKB and the Radiance and Spectre, it's starting to look hard for the Dire to win fights. They need a really great RP to be able to defeat a BKB Lesh and Spectre Radiant. Like, you don't really have the best tools on the side. So they gotta try to play this advantage they have right now before those items come up.
We also saw there the strength that you have of dealing with this Bloodseeker, which is the magical damage in that last fight. The power shot was the but that does start to become more and more of an issue as well with the Blade Mill that we talked about now. Misery is going to walk forward. The Sentry Ward that was here is fire, so they have eyes on Frev if they want to try and go on him. But that is not a kill that you can find solo in the least bit.
Misery just wanted to get the Bounty in, but it was already taken. We were on the spot here, and now he's going to use this opportunity to place a deep lane one between these two towers, I do believe. He's still stuck.
Yes.
He doesn't have a TP. He's just stuck here for like a minute.
AFK
half
for
a minute. Vendetta, and he's going to run back in. Radiance is gone.
The Ranger's been able to farm a Maelstrom.
Creep and crawl.
I don't know if I like this game from Soxa. I think
our middle tower is under attack.
On the 5, but they're pinging him.
They got him caught there, in trouble. He is going to be Blood Rage, but immediately found, and this should be a dead Wind Ranger.
Barely flared on this sentry that they had down here. Just for a millisecond, he was in this range, and they dust him out.
That's such a cool sentry too, because all of the paths that would walk through,
creep and crawl,
they would spot it all out. That's really cool placement.
They get added value, right? Because it's intended for the Nyx. Yeah. But the Wind Ranger came in with the Invis, so that was not the hero they were expecting to find. But they'll take it regardless. It's a great kill for them. So the problem I have with this Maelstrom is that it's nice for damage purposes if he does manage to lock someone down and shackle into focus fire, and he gets a bit extra wave clear. But when it comes to utility, you're really limited. Right now you have like there's nothing left. You have no mobility item. You have no good way of setting up Shackle Shot with like a Blink Dagger or a Force Staff. You have no team item like a Solar Crest or a Glimmer Cape. So he is basically putting himself under a lot of pressure to perform.
The great Loom
It's harder to do what I think is his primary role in this game, which is to land a good shackle. If he does those, it's like a risk-reward thing, right?
Yeah.
He can do more in the Shackle Shot now, but I'm not too big a fan of this in this game.
Also is more prone to being blown up by a hero like Milan, for instance.
Oh yeah.
He finishes off with Atos, which is
yeah, if he gets caught by Atos, he's dead from full HP, and he has no counterblade.
Skittera!
So GPM talent there for the Nyx, trying to get towards his later game items. The Blade Mail is going to be there for Ritsu as well, so more of these items to counter out what the Pugna, the Wind Ranger are doing. I kind of am still a little bit curious what your thoughts are on the matchup versus TL. The TL is right now about 1,000 gold ahead of the Spectre. Once this heart comes out, how does that...
Shuttle out!
I feel like when the difference...
Your middle tower is under attack!
Chances just because of how good both Blade Mail and Radiance are against the Lancer. Obviously, a high chance of missing attacks when you're swarming him. Ritsu can fight back with both that and the Spectral Dagger, can actually do a lot against the PL. And when it comes to really late into the game, Spectre just has options that PL doesn't. Spectre can jump in the enemy and PL is a bit more limited. It's it's funny to say limited in mobility when we're talking about PL, but he's actually more limited than the Spectre, which is of course the absolutely most mobile late game carry of them all, with Hans being able to just single in on targets immediately like he had a global blink. Once again, it's a 3k lead for the Dire. I'm still favoring the wind and range change if they start taking fights now that they have this Lesh BKB. I think they've hit a huge power spike and just need to start looking for the fight. Maybe they I'm not sure.
They also have the Ethos just now finished for Scarlet.
Creep and crawl.
Like you're talking about, no answer for that for the Wind Ranger. Misery is going to run out of metal, get down a deep ward as well. And now BKB there. We have a 4-staff on Bloodseeker.
I am compelled.
Strat. Always love to see it.
Yep.
4 heroes together. On ready. Time to party.
Not ready.
Kezu, he's walking forward. He has his Blink RP available. If too many heroes show, he catches only onto one. The Haunt could come out to try and turn this back around, and it will indeed for him. Pops the blade, now 4 steps away, still alive for the moment, and the Death Ward going to work. Kezu ends up going down to the Rupture 4-staff. Misery is also healed. Take him down.
They don't want to chase.
That's a hell of a fight.
That's 2 kills. They get a core and a support. That could have gone a lot worse for the Dire. Fortunately for them, they didn't commit harder than they did. The PL and the Pugna weren't there, or I think that could have been a disastrous fight, but still, it's a big loss because of this. What's happening right now, Bloodseeker, one of the absolutely biggest benefits of this hero in any role is his ability to kill Roshan. They're gonna buy back, they know this is happening, but at the same time, Milan now is just gonna go up and actually just blow up Sox that he just bought back. Misery wants to get a return kill.
Not gonna work though. The Skywrath Mage, tanky enough. 1300 HP on this guy, and Misery now needs to be careful. He's out of mana. He does get the Spike Carapace off, and there's gonna be the Decrep as well. Pugna trying to make space. But this is starting to fall a little bit off the rails for Blinkpool.
Yeah, they had a 3k lead, now they don't. The end. Yeah, their advantage is gone now. There's going to be a couple bounties picked up by either side, so no relative gold swing there on the bounty rings. But Dire starting to look a little more problematic. Good news is Madara is farming, so his heart will be coming up in just about 2 minutes. Maybe even less. He's actually very close. Never mind, 1 minute. He misses 400 gold only to finish this item. And that will definitely help him, but again, the Leshrac has got through the difficult stage of the game, and he can still deal with the PL to an extent. It starts getting difficult when PL gets like overwhelmingly strong, and you don't just pulse him to death. But Ryle is still in an okay position. I don't know if I like this build he looks to be going with the Bloodstone though. Maybe just a straight Shiva here would be nice. Oh, Misery's super good.
Yeah, he's in some
nice
trouble.
Carapace, but I don't think he's getting it. Oh, they have Yule too.
Okay.
That was an offensive Yule.
The Rupture, the RP onto 3. They pull him back in. Drop it down so low. The heart is just now finished off, and they don't have Haunt to try and turn this back around, but they have Ritsu in the area. He was shackled there for a moment. Blade Mail working to great effect, but he's still going to go down. Now the Doppelganger with Madara chasing him out. Rev needs to get the hell out of here. Witchhawk rolls working with the Maledict. That might be enough to bring down Kaiser, but still, it is eventually going to be dead Kithrak. Kaiser will live through that Maledict. And the tables have turned.
That went all kinds of wrong for the Radiant. So great Carapace from Misery. They were both stunned up. Then after the stuns ended, they have him silenced. They use an offensive use by the Leshrac, just buying even more time. And that's enough for Kezu to come in and land that. So mistakes being punished hardcore. They especially will regret losing the Spectre. They ran him over with the Empower. Spectre's not letting the man fight into a hard PL right now. When he has absolutely no backup and just a straight one-on-one doesn't stand a chance against Dara.
Level 19 on the Dara, and looking to try and take over this game if at all possible. The Empower working to take through these Ancients as well. And now we need to figure out what's the next play for Wind and Rain. Still have Tier 1 tower up in the top lane, but Blinkpool again moving through with Misery here. I thought for a second there that it was going to work out for him, considering they had the vision, but the immediate Haunt, the chase forward, looking for a kill here on the Wind Ranger, and actually they're starting to run through Madara. He's in trouble now. Can he get away? He's going to get caught with the silence as well. That is a dead PL. Who's wet?
I know, really out of position there. PL is in the middle of nowhere. Team ward around him. There's no RP. Big punish.
on this seesaw of multi-cooldowns. When RP is up, it goes the way of Blink Pool. When Han is up, it goes the way of just kind of who's going to lose more in those engagements.
It means a lot.
Radiant structures are fortified.
The PL, he has a problem because he doesn't have the mana to break out of it. That's the downside of going the hard route. Cannot actually deal with getting Skyrath silenced, which is what happened there. Misery gonna Carapace.
All the rest of the hero from the Dire are here, or rather the Radiant are here. Bryle's gonna find him. There's the silence. BKB comes out already from Kaiser. Now they find the Wind Ranger yet again, completely done and dusted. The cask is bouncing between the two, and Kaiser trying to drain the mana. Mitsui needs to get away. RP! It pulls it back onto 3. Can they kill them all off? All Radiant, Wind and Rain are done. At least in this fight, as Bryle is gonna be ran down.
Another great RP from Kezu there, just in the nick of time. The most important thing here is that Leshrac ends up wasting away his split Earth on Pugna in the opener. I think, how was it that started? Yeah, he dueled the Pugna himself.
Cut you down.
To save his Spectre, and committing that stun onto Kaiser when
Into the frame.
He's going to use it the moment he falls down. I think a bit of a mistake. Maybe gone and straight up focused the next straight away and gone from there, but ultimately they also just clump up a bit too much. And Magnus got 2 great RPs in a row from Kezu that have definitely put the Dire in a good position.
Looked again so close, but being right next to the shrine, being right next to the Seer 2, they just couldn't kill them off quickly enough.
And being right next to each other,
especially. That's another good one. Or rather not good one in this instance, but yeah, 24-19, 5,000 gold lead. And the important thing is Madara hitting level 20. He's got these talents that are starting to work together. They need to find an opening. All right. RP is down now. Luong is up. Who's going to go down?
Good question.
Swarm them!
Mega kill. Anything can still happen, but this is really, really big for the Dire. Getting these 2 fights, getting the Spectre slowed down. Probably sad that he has 3 kills. If the kill score was going a bit different for the Radiant, it would make a huge difference for the Spec. The kills are pretty evenly spread on the side of the Radiant, so gold's not really going the way they would like.
Your top tower is under attack.
Power running of both Kezu and Madara. And Pugna naturally being able to clear waves and farm creeps really fast, so they're looking good. Misery scouting again.
Track here. There is
Dead Witch Doctor.
Very much done.
Kill both supports. They found Milan in the mid lane at the same time. Running at it, running him down basically with Madara. Skyrath hates this matchup. Phantom
I am compelled
to play against. Unless you hit him with the silence, you never stand a chance.
And here's the buyback. You gotta defend against this.
Into the frame.
Push for it. And it looks like they're gonna head down bottom where they drop the Nether Ward. Madara on this tower, which is already down to half HP. And
I must.
This is a very quick tower. We're going to take out this ward that's in the area. Rupture there as well onto PL. The Haunt comes out. They're going to try and chase this one down. Reality's into the fight. A little bit scary though. They'll turn back around despite Carapace.
Starting to drop low. Bloodseeker's fast now.
They kill them off though. The BKB out for Bryle as he chases forward for more. Finds himself Madara yet again. That's going to be the dagger hit. Can they turn this back around? RP back off cooldown again. If they can turn it around, Kezu is here, but he's gained his Blink Dagger's broken. He RP's only solo onto that Spectre, but it might be good enough to get the rest of the team out. On the other side of the fight, that's Misery dead. Forev still chasing, but everybody's TPing away after 3 go down.
Great Rupture from Forev. Really started that fight. Getting the Rupture on the PL when he's hitting the tower so that they have to the PL to protect the Spectres deal a lot of damage, come in, and run a couple of them down. Here's how goes. He has the Yasha here. It feels like a type of game where he's so much attention to they can just commit in after you launch. Right now he's a bit scared of reality. The counterplay from the Dire can be pretty strong. Alternatively, obviously, Heart is good. Mike's going into with his Yasha. Have to wait and see. But that was a big swing for the Radiant. They get 3 kills. Maybe
the enemy's middle tower has fallen.
No RP.
It's not time yet.
They're not going backing off here. And take what's theirs.
Again, it speaks to to the strength of Spectre in these games against these looking heroes like the Mag. He needs to be able to get in and get a good RP, but if the Blink Dagger is being broken, it's just not going to happen. So I feel like, again, as you mentioned at the start of this, vision, always important as they do find themselves Misery. Yule Scepter,
a golden
thread. But they chase it down, Spike carefully comes out. He's going to connect there, but with the Blade Mail out, Misery will die.
Feed the swarm. Not yet. Your middle tower is under attack.
Bloodseeker's favorite.
I'm not ready.
17 Bloodstone charges on Ryle.
The left is sundered.
Big item here. Manta for Peel is very important. As a way of getting out of the Scarlet Silence if he were to get caught now. Obviously a great way of making him way more...
I'm not really sure who the right hero would be for it though. Like
bitter pattern.
Wind Ranger maybe.
Double damage.
Yeah.
It's too expensive. Nobody's fighting except Peel this game. Jackal shot, they found Milan. He's
not ready.
But nobody else is going to go and join. They'll take
Scuttling in.
Misery. Stalking things out, but now they realize...
Creep and crawl. I'm under attack. I am compelled.
Madara when he's sieging, so he can't get ruptured as easily.
And you.
Kaiser have to force out the glyph now as well. And they need to take this fight if they don't want their tower to go down. The Shackle connects there. They think it's the real...
Your top tower is under attack.
It's the real Bloodseeker, and he's hurt.
It's not time yet.
Ritsu, look next to you. There's a bounty rune. Oh, a bounty rune.
Your bottom tower is under
Your
attack. Top tower has fallen.
It's 3 runes for the Dire end of tier 3. They claim a little bit here. Good stuff. They didn't overextend. They take a shrine as well. And now probably Roshan will be the point of contention that this game really relies on. Shrek, by the way, since he picked up the Bloodstone, hasn't died, so 17 charges, and that means a quick respawn for Bryle. And he's bought a Blink Dagger. I love this item on Lesh. I think it's great when you have the BKB. Just get into the fray, find the right target. Of course, the downside is he does not have as much of a Shiva just yet, which you definitely want against PL.
They're on the high ground. Find Kaiser. They want to. They could open up on him with a Rupture, but they have the Lincoln Sphere. The jump forward, able to get it off, and now Kaiser, Rupture, trying to run away in the BKB, but they have got themselves yet another one. Wind Ranger down to half HP already, and he is dead. Dara, PL, trying to run back in now. That's 2 already done. They buy back on the Pugna as well. Karen's starting to fall down low. Can they get the catch? They're not there quite in time onto Madara, but the illusion is starting to get forward. As he runs forward as well, there's going to be the skewer in. The RP canceled there for the moment. Ritsu needs to be careful. They pull him back into it. Now with the empowerment, they're going to start to go to work. This is Spectre in a ton of trouble, but Forev moves back in as well. Can they kill off Madara in time? They're burning through it. The stick charge to keep him back up and alive, and now Kaiser trying to take down another one. Manta style, trying to dodge, trying to kill, but it's not happening. 4 dead and Roche open.
This is one of those difficult situations for the Radiant. I was watching in that fight while you were casting the actual fight. I was watching Bloodseeker running after the Nyx for a good 15 seconds before it finally killed him off. He connects on the Nyx, he gets the Carapace off, creates more distance, and he's so low. And I actually think it was counterproductive for Forev to kill him there. It was just such a hard decision to make, right? Like, do you keep him alive or not? He was on 10% HP. He can run back into the fight and kill the rest of the team with his allies instead of killing that Nyx off. With the Thirst, he would have been super fast and strong, but instead, killing him off actually slows him down and wins Dire the fight with that late RP from Kezu while Madara was still alive.
Scuttling in.
There's that little bit missing on the Radiant. And now they're missing quite a bit. This game is huge. There's some cheese on Pugna. And who did they buy back on the Dire? Kaiser? Yeah. Only Kaiser.
I am compelled. After him! Shadow! I'm not ready!
Timing window. Back up before, actually not before the haunt, because they haunted so late into the...
I'm in your debt.
RP'd so late into that fight.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Push again. Spectre's item progression is still...
Your bottom tower is under attack.
To the PL, about 5,000 gold behind.
Yes.
Very good
the Dire have reinforced their structures. Your bottom tower is under attack.
Still not a lot left to play, but it's looking scary.
This feels like one of the smaller 10k leads we've seen.
I am compelled.
How the Radiant lineup works in fights. Like, Spectre is one of the best heroes at being behind on net worth 40 minutes. Because its relative net worth value is extremely high. Like, a Spectre with 15k net worth is a lot stronger than a PL with 50k net worth, you know what I mean? So, it's definitely still competitive, but the Dire are starting to be in a good position. Honestly, the main advantage here for me is not the it's the Aegis on PL.
What if we took 2 parts nitrate, 1 part sulfur, some potassium, a bit of brimstone, some cayenne, a pinch of thyme, oregano, basil.
Mid bot, it's gonna be
I think you're just hungry.
A lot of damage coming out though. PL already right on top of them. The Haunt to try and turn this one back around, and they do find the real PL already down to half HP. He's ruptured, in trouble for Rev. Can they take him down? The Spectre, seeing if he can kill off Kezu, though jump away. The RP's already been using for him. 4 stabs to the low ground, manages to get in on top of them. PL again in some trouble. Mantas tries to escape, but they realize which one is real. Now they'll back out.
Very poor RP from Kezu there. He RP to solo Leshrac with BKB on. That is not going to do anything. His team couldn't connect on it either, so either miscommunication or just bad decision making, but that's not going to the reason they've been losing previous fights is waiting until the fight develops, then going for it. This was their Aegis fight. The Aegis fight actually ends up expiring, which is left on it. It's 2 minutes. So that will be about the time when Kez was back in position with RP, they would have lost it. Speaking of losing, Kidrak is losing his life.
Cut and weave.
With a good
it's not
position.
time
He
yet.
actually didn't even have a ward there. It's the Radiant ward, so Kidrak felt relatively safe. No sentry for him. He will get brought down.
Yes!
Spectre TP's away here, also back to base. Trying to build towards that Haunt, it looks like. Or rather the Heart, not Haunt.
He's also building toward Haunt.
Yeah, it's building.
Yeah, this Heart's gonna be big. 300 gold to go, but a lot of bounty runes being claimed here by the Dire. The benefit of having map control here, they will get all 4 runes, a lot of gold. 2 Dagons on Pugna. What else was there?
Yes!
PL's close to Abyssal. Maybe that's what they got actually. Yeah, full Abyssal.
After them!
No buyback though. If he dies without buyback and without the Aegis, things can quickly get scary. He has double damage and illusion. He would love to fight right now. There's nothing to find here. Well, that's a nice courier snipe from Misery. That's did that have the vitality boosters on it?
It might have.
It did. Oh no, the Heart is getting played massively for Ritsu.
Yeah, he's only 200 gold away from it. Misery says no. He's down. They do still have buyback on everybody on the Radiant.
Your middle tower
the
is
Doppelganger
under attack.
cooldown is also the thing that's getting taken now by this Phantom Lance. This is what we've been seeing more and more often. You just spam it out and create a huge army of illusion before you walk into the pit. We're actually
swarm them.
The Doppelganger is insane. It's too good. I think it's maybe the best 25 talent in the whole game.
It's possibly hard to find the real one.
I'm under attack.
Again, very little answers to this, and he doesn't have the Lincolns on him yet, so if they want to, they can go for a Rupture, but again, it's really hard to get this off as Madara just keeps on running away, sending in the illusions, and that's a lane of Rax with basically no commitment at all.
Ice Rock, what have you done? Look at your creation.
Yeah,
the enemy's top tower has fallen!
Aegis is about to expire. I think they want to fight here. The moment this expires, they want to go in.
30 seconds available. They take down the Radiant Barracks as well. They move forward, going to send those solutions after Milan, but guess what? We're going to create some more because they're here forever. Although
he got caught by silence
there.
Bit of a mistake from Madara.
They can maybe go on it now. Again, 15 seconds. They have Brian with the Blink Dagger ready to jump in already right at the start. They find it. Can they take him down? Misery. That's a dead Brian. He does have buyback. It's easy here if they want to take this fight any further forward for Pop to BKB, RP, solo onto 1. Are they going to be able to go back into this? No. And the Aegis expiring now. Rev decides he wants to buy back. But the Lesh is not coming back into the game yet.
A golden thread.
Are they trying to bait this out and make him think he doesn't have buyback?
Might be, but the only ones they're baiting right now are themselves. Madara is just taking this for free.
It's a second lane of Barracks.
Doppelganger talent is owning them.
Feed the swarm.
There's the root. They do have a Mystic Flare if they want to use it as well, but Madara just jumps in, finds him. It's going to be the pop-out. Bryle's still not buying back. 8 seconds left. At this point, it doesn't feel like it's worth it.
Fireproof.
But you just lost 2 lanes of Barracks. Like, they don't have an answer. Right. Buyback from the Skyrock Mage. They do have
Their
blink
bottom
initiation.
tower
They want to
has
use it from
fallen.
Bile as they chase forward. They're breaking the Blink Dagger as well, coming in from that Magnus as Bile brought down to half HP yet again, and that's a stun now onto Ritsu. He's completely out of mana for him. Hops is in a blade now, but he's just being taken down as well. Sox is standing his ground. Molly's ruptured. They kill off the Bloodseeker, and this game has completely fallen off the rails. 24,000 net worth. BKB down. Ketsu doesn't give a damn. And they're taking the last lane of Rax as Ritsu chases Madara. But he has been off the map more than he's been on the map the past 2 minutes. Shackle lands in the midst of the chaos, but they're Megan.
This talent pick. The big thing that led to all of this, though, was the start of the fight bottom, where Bryle wins the game, post on, but not BKB, and gets instant character.
Their top tower
That is
has
what made this final fight favor the Dire so much. They will be the BKB.
Got a couple tips thrown out there as the Wind Ranger is still going to live through that. Kezu isolated here. He does have RP in 6 seconds, but he might go down before it happens, actually. But Spike Carapace, again, Misery always there to help out his team, and they're looking for the RP. They get the Brink Cloak in. Can they take him down? And Ritsu's gone. This game is over.
I am compelled.
Well, Synderin.
Couple of key timings in this game really made a big difference. This one Aegis that PL got pretty much ended the game. That one Roche, getting the Aegis, getting the level 25 talent, and that one late game mistake from Bryle. All of those three combined for Blink towards what the end of that game. It looked even for a very long time, but games like these can flip very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Look at that graph. That's basically, you know, you're floating at about a few thousand disadvantage with Spectre 25 minutes in, totally normal, totally fine, and then boom, Roshan into team fight, and they just lost so much.
And I think back to the draft again, when we were talking about that PL second pick overall, and it feels like that's one that you should be able to punish, but that level 25 talent was just so absurd. What did you guys think watching that game?
I mean, like, once it got to hard, it was so hard. They had to commit so much to actually kill the guy, honestly. I mean, and then you have
Our middle tower is under attack.
Fight around completely, too, so it's just like, once the PL gets huge, they have to use Haunt, they have to expend so much to actually kill him, but he just kind of kites everybody around and kills everybody, so.
I think there's more to it, obviously. Like, the Pugman picks, I feel, can big. The later the game goes, the more stress like, the is going to be under. And then this matchup where, okay, the Lesh is supposed to counter the PL, but the Lesh has a really bad late game against these heroes. And you have a PL who has a ton of farm, and the Spectre is farm, but you're not influential enough in the fights, and I feel it's very difficult for Ritsu to perform in that kind of situation. Like, pretty much all the weight is on him because this Lesh past like 30 minutes, I think we spoke about it during the draft, the game just gets harder and harder, and even though they had a lead and the game looked close, to me, obviously the Roshan was a huge deal, but I think that if the game is going at that rate, it's going to be the same result.
He has his BKB. And
yeah, exactly.
So the BKB timing, something has to happen, and they did it twice. They had a good fight bottom. I think that's when they barely defended their tier 3 the first push. Yeah. He got his BKB up, they ran in, they used Haunt and just overwhelmed them during the BKB duration. But that's the night and day situation with the last fight, where he blinks in, gets instant therapist without BKB on, and then he's just out. I think Bryle made a mistake in that fight, probably not buying back straight away, because they're kind of backs against the wall and they have to take that fight.
And he had BKB still up.
He still had BKB because he didn't use it, and maybe he could have waited 10 more seconds with going in, so the Aegis was actually about to expire when you took the fight. Perhaps that would have made a difference too.
I don't know, like, but what's your ideal initiation of your Radiant that game? Like,
that's the problem.
You have to somehow get the Leshrac in the fight with BKB going to do enough damage to force them back. And I feel like in a 5-second window, that is the most difficult thing to do.
It is very, very difficult. The reason it worked out well the first time was when he was hitting the tower. And he was not 25 yet. This time he is 25. Like, that talent is so absurd. And there is no way it stays. To give an idea, it puts your doppelganger on a 3-second cooldown.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
And it also increases the duration of all the illusions that you have out. So if they're not loaded,
so the Bryle
from the first.
As for I think that he was getting relatively close to it, which is part of the reason back. He's thinking, okay,
at that point, he had I mean, the Hex is obviously important, but what's more important is the base not being dead. So, yeah. I mean, at some point, you got to decide, okay, do I want to be in this game, or do I want my item?
I don't know.
Looks like Radiant closed the blast doors.
Bloodstone ends up doing very little in this game. I think there was a possible place in that game for maybe bypassing the item entirely. Go both Yules and BKB before. Bloodstone just seems so late, and that item falls off massively in impact. It's a build-up item. It's a scaling item.
I think he needs. I think he just his item just Hex. Just buy
You could
Hex.
go straight Hex, or you could go for straight Shiva, which is also really good against the Phantom Lancer. It's a good way of maybe messing with the Magnus if you catch him on the edge of it. You get vision.
My only issue with the Shiva is that you still have the same.
Killing spree. Hate
I
must. There for Wind and Rain. Blinkpool obviously feeling amazing after that game. And I think a lot of question marks come up now. What are you going to do with this Magnus? I don't know if it was necessarily the hero to be worried about.
Tis mine.
But it also brings up the question, like, okay, if you let the Mag through and give it to them, are they just going to take the PL anyways? And does the PL still provide the same utility that we saw in that one? But those questions will be answered in just a little while. We're going to be heading to a quick break.
Creep and crawl.
Rain and Blinkpool will start right after that.
Swarm them!
The final attack.
Not yet! Bitter pattern. Yes.
Yes. Options, cool mini games, and 24/7 support for players. Now for the
Scuttling in. Aye, Luong. Yes. Feed the swarm. I am compelled. Not ready. The enemy's top tower has fallen!
Your middle tower is under attack.
Scatolini. The enemy's top barracks have fallen!
Regeneration.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Their top barracks have fallen.
Bitter pattern. A bit threadbare. Creep and crawl. Out of time's weave. Shuttle up, swarm them!
Their middle tower has fallen.
Yes. The enemy's middle barracks have fallen! Yes.
Normally.
Cut and weave. Sling. I'm in your debt.
Their middle barracks have fallen.
Yes. Skitter on.
Double damage.
infest.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
Immortality.
After them. I am compelled.
Are linked.
Yes.
Dominating.
They who live by the wand.
Skitter on.
By my blade.
Yes. Skitter scatter. Scatterlini.
Their bottom tower has fallen.
Mega kill.
Consider thyself purified.
Scatter.
Their bottom barracks have fallen.
The enemy's bottom barracks have fallen. You now have mega creeps.
Don't worry.
It'll all be over soon. Yes. Swarm them.
Turn me over. I'm done.
I must. Yes. Cut and weave. Yes. Shuttle off. Into the fray. Creep and crawl. It's not time yet. Bitter pattern.
Invisibility.
I am compelled. I look a golden thread. Yes. Illusion. Ta-da! I am compelled. The enemy's middle tower has fallen!
Their middle tower has fallen.
Double kill.
Looks like Radiant closed the blast doors. Swarm them! Attack!
You sure showed them.
Showed who what? Victory!
Hello and welcome back, all you fine folks out there in Dota TV world and Dota world and everywhere else in the world.
Dota TV world and Dota world.
I mean, we're not casting yet on the channel, but
But is it a wonderful killing world?
It's not in Dota world at least, but we got some wonderful people here on the couch with us.
Hey,
nice.
on the couch.
You brought it back.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
I told you you were going to get downgraded. Did you not hear that conversation?
I've got Cinderin, and then I'm not doing it. We got Drasko and Mott here with us as well. We're just keeping it cool.
And the spectacular Gabe.
Yes. And then me as well, Kitster Gabe. Quick little note that after this series, we're going to have a 30-minute break for the winner before they place off against OG in the winner's bracket matchup. They're going to need some time to think about things because OG look ridiculously good. But after that last game, how you guys feeling about both of these teams?
I still kind of stick to what I said before. I think that Blinkpool are going to come into this slightly favored. And I think that even though I felt personally Blinkpool outdrafted them in Game 1, Cinderin and I both agreed that they could definitely still win even being outdrafted. But itemization mistakes, you know, how they played the game, stuff like that. It's all super complicated because Dota is such an intricate game that even if you have worse heroes, you can win if you hit the timings correctly and you get the right items. But just didn't happen to him that game. So see what happens in Game 2.
I think for Blinkpool too, they're coming in on a hot streak. They've won, I think, 5 games in a row. They lost the first 2 games they played in this qualifier on their first day. One of them was to OG. I think the other was to Kingwin, or no, it was Singularity, I believe. And then they came back in. Now they've won 5 in a row after yesterday's 4 wins. Now today 1 win. They're looking really strong. Misery's making some good calls in the draft. They have some really good drafts. Even the last draft looked really good against that Radiant team that they played against Wind and Rain. They're looking really strong right now.
I think the one thing, Andy and I were talking about this after the game, I think you can actually fault Wind and Rain for not banning Nyx in that position. It's a classic counter pick to the Leshrac as a core. Like it's only been, you know, there's this thing with memory in Dota. If there's a hero from 1 year ago that's suddenly good again, people need a bit of time to rediscover the counters. But this Leshrac core was good literally a month ago or 2 months ago, and people were picking Nyx into it. You have that, and you have a Skywrath, and you get into the last phase, and you have to ban a hero where you are expecting it to probably be Misery's pick, because they have a Magnus and they have a Wind Ranger already picked for Soxa. So you could have definitely banned out that Nyx, and I think we have a totally different game on our hands. I think that was the most important hero of the whole game. He scouted for them, he got bounty runes, he countered the Leshrac in 1 or 2 fights, he messed with the Skywrath too, and even though Misery didn't play a perfect game, he just did so much with so little. It's like game impact relative to gold was ridiculous in that game for the hero. So I think Wind and Rain can definitely bounce back in this, but it was a good first showing in the
And now we see the draft getting unfolding right before our eyes. It's going to be the Clockwork, the Wind Ranger bans out, Io, and the Winter Wyvern. The change up this time around, Blinkpool are going to be Radiant, and Wind and Rain will have first pick with Dire. So we'll see if the Mag, the Ember, the PL, what all is going to go down. You know, the more and more that I've been seeing like the Spectre versus PL matchup, I feel like that talent kind of just changes the game, and I'm wondering if it's the point where if like you don't want to pick it, do you even think about a first phase ban for PL?
This time around, Wind and Rain are first pick, so I don't think they necessarily need to worry that much.
We talked about it too during the break. Is like I feel if you have Ember, then PL's not as big of a deal. But the argument was you can't open Sky Ember because it's both hard countered by the same hero that obviously Blinkpool played in the last game. But
they could first phase.
It is very, very difficult to pick them together, but you can pick Ember and something else.
Yep.
And then you don't have to look at PL and say, "Oh God, what do we do?"
Yeah. That exact phase is actually the reason OG had such a long game against Kingwin in the groups, because OG went Skywrath, Ember, and got counterpicked by Nyx in the first phase.
Yeah.
Oh, they let through the Chen though.
Yep.
This hero seems still really strong. Penitence, the creep, the Harpy Stormcrafter in the first or the second game of that OG series did actually so much work. Just there's so many good creeps right now. The Satyr for the health regen, the Shockwave as well. Like Chen's in a really good spot for sure. He's a very good first pick.
You pick the Mud Golems and you get like potentially 4 of those little hurl boulders. Yeah, it's insane.
Golems are really crazy against specific lanes. Okay. This is something Complexity did yesterday, actually. I'm very curious to see if Blinkpool do this. So this has not been run for a very long time. But yesterday, Z-Freak played support Mirana position 4 for Complexity against a Chen. And he ruined MSS that game. Like, completely. Chen was level 5 minute 15, I think.
Wow,
and Mirana was level 7. And that's a low level for Mirana. But you destroy this early game pick completely. You take him out of the game. And I think there's one big reason that this is able to come back now is when you play these dual lanes, and Chen's biggest contribution is that creep. When you can just destroy that with Mirana, even if you get less out of the jungle than you used to, you know, the support Mirana that was being run was great because you could kill camps and get a lot of experience on your downtime. It doesn't actually matter that much that you're slow if Chen is as well. You slow down him, you take out that win condition from the enemy early laning stage, and all of a sudden you have yourself a great game.
I really like to see this Morphling picked up. I think this is a hero that hasn't maybe been explored enough still. Like, we're starting to see some teams really run it in the mid lane on occasion, and it feels like it, to me, is a lane dominator almost now as well.
It can be, yeah.
Given the matchup, he can definitely crush it. I like they're protecting the Morph, they ban appeal, very obvious stuff. I think that hero has been consistently showing that it just wins games. Like every single time I see a PL, it's like, oh, I think that team's just going to win, and they do. So really happy to see it taken out here.
Like, I think a lot of the time picking Morphling this early is not necessarily that good, but you have Chen. So you can expect to protect the Morphling in lane unless this Mirana plays really, really well, which could happen. So I'm a bit unsure about this. Like, a lot of the time these safe lane Morphlings do very well. If they get an advantage, they can just roll with it because they have 30 more damage than the enemy offlaner by just going a lot of agility when they're level 3. But against this, if it is Chen playing in that lane and Mirana gets to counter jungle, I'm not completely sure how big of an advantage Morphling's actually able to gain over a hero like Beastmaster in the lane.
Yeah.
Like, if this lane is played in isolation, I think Beastmaster wins the lane, actually, early on. So.
One of the other answers that we've been seeing to the Morphling has often been a lot of burst damage. I think we've seen sometimes like the Zeus as well played in the mid lane, and suddenly you expect that you're at a certain level of HP, you're going to be fine, and then you get blown up.
And it's like you have the Undying, like they had that Undying Zeus game, like I think it was against Alliance, where he was like sitting on 300 HP, he gets to KD, and he just dies immediately, and you kind of don't expect it sometimes. But
it is like a misplay, but it still is something to be wary of.
Yeah.
With Aurora online, if they have any type of burst damage.
Your turn to ban!
In the early game.
Something important to keep in mind as well about this game is that this is one of the heroes OG likes to open the Chen.
5 seconds remaining.
To discover a counter to that. If this Mirana works out well, this is going to maybe have implications on the next series coming up after this one, where OG will be playing against the winner of this. So if Blink
Your turn to pick.
owing this and OG have first pick, we could see this exact exchange again, and you might even see OG considering banning Mirana as first pick. Just to protect their Chen, if it goes as well as I think it could. We'll see how that carries over later.
Well, we still don't know where she's going to go yet. There's still a lot in this draft, although I would like to see that, but...
I think it's much more likely that it will be a 4 because they picked it with Beastmaster.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sure, Mirana has a lot of favorable matchups in the mid and the safe lane, but it just feels like there's a lot of time to adapt to the hero, and the flexibility of Mirana allows them to just change it whenever they want. They don't have to commit one way or the other.
Have we even seen that much Mirana in this particular region? I don't think so.
Not as much.
It's been like Ember Spirit, PL.
It's more of a NA thing, I believe, right now.
China did it a lot, too. They actually were occasionally running safe lane Mirana to deal with the Chen, which was a little bit strange, but it worked in the same way that you kind of talked about with just airing the creeps. So that's 2 pretty good answers.
Yep.
And I think that this actually makes it more viable to run it also as a safe lane if you need to for Mirana, because the cask is an easy setup for killing off the creeps with an arrow. But again, like you're talking about, you can still run it in that 4 and go like Orb of Venom if he wants to also, just harass away with the Beastmaster.
Yeah. It's true, you can actually aim to put the Mirana core against the lane that Chen plays in.
Yeah.
And then you've already done quite a lot, because Beastmaster can play in all 3 lanes pretty easily, so you can definitely lane swap and put a position 3 Mirana. Well, it wouldn't be a position 3, it would be a position 1 Mirana for Madara in the side lane. I think Madara really likes the hero, so it could definitely be him. But Kaiser, I believe, also a Mirana fan. They have multiple players that want this hero.
Does Misery play it also?
Yeah, probably.
All right, let's do it.
Me pod him. Spirit.
Oh, nice.
Whoa!
Interesting.
This came out in the first game for Matt. He played it in the off lane. That worked out really well in that game.
And they are doubling down on protecting their morph. They really want to try to cause early game chaos with these 2 heroes. Like 1 good charge into a bash and some Chen creeps, nothing lives through that. Like you fall over, even Beastmaster would probably die to that.
There's nothing in this game specifically that Spirit Breaker is great against except Mirana. But it is a reliable way of either forcing multiple leaps or catching.
Yeah.
Which is nice. And the leap cooldown is really long. Level 1, each charge is 60-second recharge time. 60, 50, 40.
I think it's just nice to have that like guaranteed form of early game initiation. You know, to try to guarantee that your Chen's going to get some effect in the side of the laning phase. Otherwise, you run the risk of the Mirana being like too much of a counter if they end up getting that lane matchup.
Well, the Ember gets taken now. I think Spirit Breaker, another one where if he goes Lincolns, I mean, I guess that there isn't a great reason to go Lincolns yet.
Ember does not need Lincolns against this one. He is not really that good against them.
But I was meaning that if they took another hero here that would be like a single target lockdown, then you could potentially just break a Lincoln's that comes out. But again, like I don't know what you would really take on Wind and Rain that would be that.
Sunstrike.
What are we thinking? 4 SB?
Probably.
Prepare to battle!
Yeah, it could be 5 as well. It just... I don't know if they want to run like some dual aggro lane against the heroes that Blinkpool have with SB. I don't know what it's really going to do, so I'm leaning more towards just being
You know, it does feel like a bread
light my path.
It is.
Yeah,
He definitely does play. It could be that they do. I don't know. I feel like Ember shouldn't have got this far. It's really, really good this game.
Yes.
He is an excellent hero against Morphling in the sense that he can move around Morphling's aggressive movements, and slight chains is really annoying to deal with Morphling. Yes, you can morph in it, but it's still a huge nuisance in fights, and once you're in, you can definitely get locked down by Ember. I think Morph will absolutely need a BKB this game.
Yeah.
I would love to see him go for the Chinese carry build that we saw a lot out of Serenity.
I'll keep it in mind.
Dragonlance.
30 seconds to battle!
Because I'm just worried that if he goes for an Eagle Linken's build, if anything breaks that Linken's, he can just get control for the rest of the fight, actually, and have very minimal impact. So,
as needs be.
Definitely would like to see that. They're taking their time here, and they will be grabbing Nature's. Wow. That's a hero you generally like playing Ember against.
Yeah, I also think that Beast and Mirana both are okay matchups against it too. Witch Doctor is the only one who feels kind of whatever, but...
I'm liking Blinkpool.
It's starting! It's starting!
Onto battle!
Fortune's change.
So
they could run this a lot of different ways now, right?
age of knowledge.
It could conceivably still be Spirit Breaker 3, and then like Nature's Prophet is that
Thus
4
and
or
so.
5. It feels like they have a lot of early game aggression though on Wind and Rain.
So it is said.
Morph Ember matchup go. I feel like Morph does okay in that lane.
I proceed.
Oh, in isolation if it's mid?
Yeah, if
yeah.
it's a 1v1.
I think Morph wins.
Yeah, I think that could
So
possibly
moot it be.
Maybe they want to put the SB and the Nature's Prophet together, last pick and
I
here.
when thinks you wanted that.
That maybe is a bit better of a matchup for the lane.
The primary issue I see with Wind and Rain's lineup is that the
behold.
team fight is extremely lacking. They actually have almost nothing to bring to the table.
Away
their power
hence.
push is decent with Chen and Nature's Prophet, so that's good, but they need to be able to force a situation where they get to push towers. So I think Radiant can fairly safely defend. This Ember pick into Breaker, that's one guy you just can't really go on.
Tangle with the sky rat, risk a fall from starry eyes.
Last pick, but I don't really see the perfect pick here. I can't.
Over yawn.
It would have definitely
Heroes what they need to do and just try and end the game early. Way.
Forthwith.
Crosswicks and
Hey.
Has anyone else shown Invoker except for
This bores me.
I'm pretty sure Brian likes that hero a lot. So.
It was never yours.
It gives them team fight, gives them a way of engaging. I like Radiant Morphling is exceptionally powerful for taking objectives in Roshan.
Tis tedious.
I could see that, but I don't know if they're gonna get the idea or if they even like to play it.
Vital attainment, experience, true swiftness.
It's another good solution. Great lane matchup against Ember, very strong.
Mindfully
Gives them team fight, gives them AoE burst, wave clear. A way of killing when Spirit Breaker connects. This first combo is going to break down pretty much anyone on the spot except Ember, who
exhort!
Lena's natural Heroes Purchaser, that's great against Ember Flame Guard.
Who threatens my concentration?
Well. If you time your combo very well, you can kill Mirana. So I like this too. I think it's another good choice.
Well away.
Feels like some caveman Dota to me. Coming out forever, going back to the
Dire locked down their structures.
Running at people is a very good strategy.
Yeah. You also finish to group it around.
Concentration, alacrity.
The Dire's laning is really strong.
Yeah.
Like they have so many good pieces.
Knowledge
but they
is
need to
power.
put them correctly because both the Mirana and Witch Doctor, like we said, can solve Chen relatively well. Spirit Breaker doesn't have free choice of where he wants to go. But
Zeal of Wexort. I am a beacon of knowledge blazing out across a augury abounds.
It's really good against Breaker Lena because you can't, even with a charge, it's not going to feel that good.
The learned one strikes.
Interesting. That is a very greedy hero.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Fine.
So it is the Misery Mirana. So you guys were running the money at the beginning of this draft.
I feel like there may have been
concentration.
This. I can see it working. It's good for sieging towers to get the Beastmaster and grouping up. It's a hard hero because Dire likes to kill. But at the same time, it doesn't put too much pressure on the map. So this early game laning strength that Wind and Rain have reduces the punish or rather sustain as well as maybe other heroes will.
Athwart
it's still
my
difficult not to
path.
kill, you know, Witch Doctor Medusa, if that's how they put it. Like Mana Shield and Witch Doctor heal.
Do you think it's maybe that
Thus and so.
maybe they just wanted
Your
to
bottom tower is under attack.
One of my
late game
favorites.
inevitability factor, I guess.
It's a mid-pick for Madara that can go in. That's actually
Oh yeah.
But I don't know how good that is. I think if she plays well.
That shot
I'm not completely sure.
was my intellect.
I think the draft is much closer than the first one.
Okay.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Blink Floor coming down on such a hot streak. They have. I'm very interested to see how this Miranda does get this game. That's
Such
going to be big for me.
tedium from the
And if we
great
can get it done, it can work out
mystery.
really well in this game.
Alright, thank you to our wonderful.
I'll keep it in mind.
And we will see you guys back again at the end of this one. But for now, going into game number 2, backs up against the wall. Wind and Rain need this win to stay in the upper side of this bracket. Misery is going to not break a smoke. Oh, they make the way around the okie doke. How you feeling?
Double
I
damage.
think these two drafts are really different, and I think there's some very small things that are going to be really big,
Mindfully.
such as how this mid lane
Rex exhort.
paper. Even if it's a slight advantage for either, it can make a very big difference to getting minor advantages when you're playing against a team that has Chen Spirit Breaker. The small early game things is really enough. And you look across the board.
Learn how fragile you are.
Mirana in Chen is going to be a bit of a
You look upon
in
you.
the jungle.
Killing spree.
Mirana's impact here is going to be extremely important for the outcome of the game. What he does in the first
An honor
3 minutes
to
of Mirana's
fight
game
me.
are worth following very closely. It's a huge impact.
That's going to be a big thing to watch.
Experience true swiftness.
There we go. We're good.
Enlightenment is
yeah, so we'll have to watch where they
my
spot him out because it doesn't look like right now they might have clipped the Chen as he was heading up north. Now they should see him. They still don't. But Mirana, they have an idea that Chen is going to be up here in the top lane. Already placed down
This
the board.
alacrity.
The courier is going to be sent out. Mirana, that long attack range could find this one, it looks like.
Yes.
Such a big start to the game for Misery. Oh, they were thinking about it.
He doesn't quite see it. It's just outside of it. If he goes down this at all.
He could actually skill leave and kill him, but I think that's not worth. It's crazy that we found it. It's not worth killing the courier for that. Because he needs to hunt down this Chen with the arrow. He's gonna throw an arrow from the back. Ryle has no idea that arrow was coming. He didn't see it the whole time. That's the benefit of the camera angle. Like, when you're playing mid, you're looking at your opponent, right? Not behind yourself. And Misery almost landed that one, and that could have... I don't think it would have been a kill, but it would have forced all of Ryle's region out.
Hearken unto me. Cause for my enemies to dwell on me exclusively. I proceed.
Down bottom lane, it is
Words
back in the game
of
for Red.
power.
It's playing on the Nature's Prophet, getting more.
Caloron's abyssal calm is here. An end to ages. Ah, lava good slower.
To get involved across the map when opportunities arise. But yeah, this Mirana Chen matchup does have that arrow, and Kitrak is going to head back now and see if he can find himself. He does find some mud golems.
He's actually, that's the best possible creep he can get against Mirana. Because if that gets arrowed, it spawns 2 small mud golems.
Yeah, and he's going to take the second one too so that he can get 3 rounds of boulders, I think. Yeah, so now he's got 3 more boulders. This is a ton of damage.
Experience true swiftness.
He's going to stack his flow, very nice, and he's going to make sure to get out of the big camp. Nope, he goes into the big camp, so he actually... He might have been interested, or he did.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Here they come. 1, 2, 3. Easy as pie. Misery taking a ton of damage.
Well away. Cold snap.
The big one. Got 2 splits. Killed him with a stone.
I return to the outer dark.
That's definitely the lane to watch for now. The other lanes are playing relatively even. Actually, Madara is winning mid against Lina.
Cancels the charge. I don't know if he knew that he was there, but now he's right behind him. This is potentially a big opening. The Nature's Prophet, I think, showed TP
Avowedly. Rex exhort.
Yeah, the Radiant do have a Rune Ward, so Madara knows that.
Is Misery dead?
I proceed.
Playing on the edge there. Yeah, Madara can't touch creeps right now. He knows Spirit Breaker's here. Now that he tries, he could die, actually.
Yeah, charge.
Oh, they misplayed it.
A little bit off the mark there, but he does have the body blocks. And looks like
Well,
Madara
they
is still
will.
likely to fall. Very fire. They gave up on the kill, though, and now the South comes out.
Mandate of impetuous
From the
Wax Quox Wax.
So that little bit of overlap is enough for Madara to get back, use Fairy Fire and Mango, and then heal up.
Insipid and
Or was it only a
ignorant.
fairy? I'm actually not sure. Might have only been a fairy.
He did salve up also. So
Yes.
Unto battle.
But yeah.
Damn, this Beastmaster's not fairy. Morphling has 15 denies.
I am committed.
Milan chasing down this Witch Doctor, doesn't manage to buy
Witness true alacrity.
Ritsu's having a very nice time for himself, but Kezu's still only about a level behind at this point, and that's been with Mirana around a little bit. Now back towards the lane.
The huge upside to what Spirit Breaker did, even though the kill failed, was that Madara had to stand back so far for so long that Bryle overtook the advantage in the lane. He got a lot of denies. Is now a bit of experience ahead against the Medusa, actually.
Light
about
my
half the level.
path.
He's also getting a regen rune. Oh man, Fortune.
Mindfully, a charming
favoring
hex.
Bryle here.
Back a little bit quicker as well. Not gonna like to see Nana Luna running.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Like he was hoping to do. Chen's level 3, Mirana's level 2, and Chen is continuing his jungle route here.
So it is.
So already now playing with 2 creeps, he actually has the ability to fight.
Gaster's mandate of impetuous
it's all about
strife.
that golem camp first, man. Yeah, it made a big difference.
Such tedium.
Now Kitrak will probably lose his centaur here. Misery is on the money with the.
Oi! Thus and so.
Away. Get a couple bounty runes, 2 for each.
Unstoppable.
Right now, trying to get in range to go for a charge, but the Witch Doctor
One
is
of
in the
my
area. They
favorites.
realize that this could become
Behold the meatball.
behind enemy lines here.
'Tis tedious.
28 for 28 CS.
Alright, Ritsu's having a time.
Like what? That's just Morphling for you. If you get ahead in the lane, like Chen protected him and helped him from the start, but Mirana counterplay didn't work. Now Ritsu is... He's hitting for 108 damage. Kezu would have 71 plus Quelling Blades. Actually, they're relatively close. That just means Ritsu's just outplaying.
Look upon you.
Your top tower is under attack.
Great old
From the arcane.
switching over, managing to
Kezu
help.
with 2 CS is so happy right now.
Well away.
3 more.
Oh,
And a deny.
Your
Look at
top
him, he's on the
tower is
board.
under attack.
Concentration.
Milan charging up on Ember. Didn't get the rune though. The rune is top with double damage.
Dire's structures are fortified.
or rather top, and Kezu
Away
is gonna go down.
hence.
So he pays for his denies. Yeah.
Words of power.
Your top tower is under attack.
In-depth analysis.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Pos frigoris.
I don't know if Misery has hit an arrow on the ground yet.
Augury abounds.
I haven't seen it. It's been...
Your top tower is under attack.
And the other thing that's so scary about this lineup in limited range is that they take a little advantage and turn it into a huge advantage.
Your
Although
top
they do
tower
manage to
is
find
under
there's
attack.
some damage coming out of Ritsu. Switching over, actually.
He was trying to become...
Unto battle.
Your top tower is under attack.
Managed to catch her. She got fog. But
Over
still,
yon.
again, it's bullied away.
Your top tower is under attack.
Away hence.
May your
Another thing
doom
too,
be
like
averted.
gold advantage. I'm pretty sure Madara has had to buy a decent amount of regen. Like, look at the mid lane. The CS is 39 to 34, but he's ahead by a whopping 800.
Your
gold.
top tower has
Lino
fallen.
Medusa, and that is in the lane without the kill.
Sorcery.
So this is definitely a lot of regen being purchased by the Medusa.
Who
Now
threatens
top,
my
they roared the morph. They
concentration?
actually got him. They did roar. It was an arrow. He's not level 6 at all. I just saw a long stun. I was like, wow, wait. What?
Well away.
Oh, Kiss was level 4.
Bottom tower
So
is
much
under
going
attack.
back their direction. Like, the biggest thing is the experience gain.
Avowedly.
That was a big, big arrow for Misery to hit there. And Ritsu was morphed into so much agility that they could actually burst him during the arrow with Beastmaster's physical input. Axes in a couple of hits with
Denied.
Aura. Got the job done.
At the same time, you still have to worry about this matchup, although Madara found here in the mid lane. If they can manage to burst him down as Bryle has a DD, yeah, Madara is feeling very, very dead. They actually turn it instead onto the Witch Doctor rotating in Misery.
Bryle is real.
They get the D ward also. This
Your middle tower is under attack.
Into the tower. Misery able to find the stun.
Was he mid-animation on Laguna when he got his mana burned by Medusa?
He might have been.
Wow, that was so close.
But they do have the setback TP play.
Yeah, he's coming back to lane for the refill. It's one of those things with Chen, right? It's like, yes, the strong, but it's those small things that he does that have such a big impact. Like, just that TP makes a really big difference. Lina, who would have had to run back to
Your middle tower is under attack.
Lane and doesn't lose any farm or take damage on a tower. And on the other side of the river, you have Medusa who's almost lost hers.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Bottom lane.
I'm well aware of it.
Good CS, by the way, on both heroes down here. 40 on the Furion, 45 on the Ember.
With speed, spherical sorcery.
Big breadwinner is still this Morphling with 51 to 45.
Insipid.
It's not only that this experience is right into all that extra experience he's getting from their lives.
Yeah.
It's actually helping him snowball quite a bit. He's level 8. The enemy
Gets arrowed again, though. They find him, and now the damage coming in, he's dead again.
Thither I go.
It's like, it's one of those moments you look at this game and what's happening, and you feel like it's so greedy to play full edgy. You have literally 6 less damage, just a little bit of strength, and he won't die. Or if he sees the arrow coming, he just needs to start morphing. But you know, there's always the risk. Misery found the perfect angle there once again to catch it. And Ritsu with 2 absolutely avoidable deaths.
And the other thing too is I feel like this 10-minute mark, it might be time for them to really get going. I don't think it necessarily hurts them that much, but the bigger issue is that now the Radiant are getting the items that they need to, the levels that they need to be able to defend against pressure.
Your top tower is under attack.
It means this much because he was in both kills. He was honor, they kill experience, and when the morph is dead, Kezu got to go to the lane and get some experience too.
Milan cancels that charge right now. That was one where they might have tried to go in for it and maybe drop in TTN. But instead, it's going to be pressure down bottom. They do manage to hit the stun on the Kaiser, and damage thrown back his way.
This tower's falling.
Tower is still falling. See if they stick around and try and deny it or not. Very low Witch Doctor. He manages to get the deny, but does pay for it. And now Kaiser,
Radiant structures are fortified.
Not gonna happen.
Your middle tower is under
Could have
attack.
jaunted at any time there, or
Dire structures are fortified.
He was straight over
The harsh white waste. Echo charge.
Again, level 6. He does get hit by the enemy.
He actually sent back the morph. Tried to wait for him to stay
in the jungle. Madara gonna be found. They almost get the kill here. He's very freaking low. They don't quite take him down though. 63 HP for Ev. Into throwing out this crowd. Now the walk away. The charge out of Kaiser. They're turning this one. Can they fully turn it back around? I don't think so. Moonlight Shadow comes out of Misery there for the cleanup. Almost dies. In fact, with Milan.
Get over
out. They find him. Arrow next.
I am committed.
Now the rest of the heroes rotating in though. They do have Northwind here. Ritsu shows up, pops the Flame Guard as well. They turn this back around and take down the Ember. Now the waveform forward in 3 seconds, 2, 1. That's a Witch Doctor also looking like he might be done. They have the extra damage in from the Flame Guard solo. Kill for Ritsu. 12 minutes in.
Remember when I said 2 kills?
Yeah.
I meant 3 kills for the Dire. Sorry, I didn't make that very clear.
So it is said. In Kalawi's most cunning fabrications.
Turned into the perfect hero too, becoming the Ember there. So he had the Flame Guard like you said, and I think he got it to chain off.
I believe so.
I do think he did.
Well
they send back the Lina. She's going to probably TP back towards the mid lane again if she wants to. And with both of the tier 2 tower down bottom and the top one very low HP, feels like they can maybe try and finish these off and
tedious.
continue to build
Arcana known only to one of
Your
my
middle
favorites.
tower is under attack.
To see this now with
This
how much they
isn't
talk
gonna
about
end
the
well,
versus
is
Your
it?
middle tower has fallen.
We're not impressed.
No, I am.
Kittrack's level 4 minutes 15, and Misery's level 7.
Gaster's
But it's not because he counted his strength. It's actually because Ritsu ate 2 arrows to the face.
This bores me.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's
how that
pretty funny
goes.
that it went that way. But Kittrack needs to eventually catch up and get some levels here.
Away, augury abounds.
Back along the bottom side as Spear Breaker was charging in.
A
Now they
rich
set their
tradition.
sights mid.
Oh, that arrow top.
Did they find him?
That was,
Over yawn.
I don't know, less than a 1/10 of a second away from Forev's face, but he got out.
Meanwhile, the Emperor jumps in. The charge.
Your bottom
Kept
tower
somebody alive
is
there.
under
The
attack.
Stomp hits, and now follow-up light strike. Like
Such
Kaiser barely able to get away from that one. But you get the roar now on the Lina, but Brian still looking
Your bottom tower is under attack.
That was so close. Misery, the next one that's going to be
I'll
targeted.
keep it in
He knows
true
Spearbreaker's coming.
arcanery thrives.
Or does he?
Doesn't seem very much like it. Leave, number 1. There's a Sprout.
Fight me.
I mean, Milan charged through everything. Oh.
Did I
Nonetheless,
miss
14 minutes in,
enlightenment
4,000
stands
at
ready.
work lead.
Yep. That,
Mindfully.
That Morphling, by the way, was able to connect on Medusa because of his talent choice. This is a talent we never saw picked up until spinning more or less every time, I think. 10 agility is a lot.
Your bottom tower has been denied.
As well.
Is that a failure or a
Some
success?
interesting possibilities as far as crossing terrain, being able to connect with fights, and just being safer overall as well as disengaging. 350 distance is a lot in Dota. When you think about what an Aether Lens gives you, it's more than that on the cast range. So
Yes.
And I think it speaks to the way that they want to play this game. It's sort of a little bit strange to me that they're taking that with the Lincoln
Well
Spell. So I
away.
felt like, as you're talking about, the Dragonlance build might have been something a little bit stronger to get involved early. But Ritsu has been getting involved nonetheless. And making a lot of plays happen. More of the newer style of Morphling we've been seeing.
one of the clearly great
Your
benefits
top
of the
tower
Lincoln
is
this
under
game.
attack.
The Dire have reinforced their structures.
I mean, if he's doing this well, it's okay. He could definitely not have died this game. It's just they're early should be fine in the end. Saksa.
Oh,
Just barely got him with a golden stun there.
that was really close. The Yule's the creep, actually, when they were going for the Light Strike Ray combo. Milan, scouted top lane. Might need to go for a charge away here, and he does
got
manage
it
to
off.
get out. The charge hits through onto 2, and now turning it back around, they find themselves Misery. He's done. Kazu trying to finish off this tower, but he might just put it into deny range, while bottom lane,
doesn't have a
they're able
TP
to
on
take
East.
their own tower.
He's dead too.
How do you like these axes, Kazu?
Your
Chase
middle
forward,
tower
and
is
he
under
gone
attack.
as well. Ritsu making things happen. Mid lane, they just keep running at him. Madara also dead.
Okay, this is just a different world from game 1. This is where in game 1 the game was. But this time around, Wind and Rain are just dominating. They actually won all 3 lanes.
Think of it as a
2 of them they
new
won really
beginning.
hard. The top lane was massively we're okay, and the bottom lane, you know, Emperor was farming, but it still felt like Spirit Breaker and Nature's Prophet got so much value out of the lane. Like, they got great levels on both of them. We're seeing
Your middle tower is
Nature's
under
Prophet,
attack.
7 nice to the 5 of Emperor, so level advantage in the lane. And just relative to how the lanes could have
Your
been,
middle
they
tower
just
is
did a great
under
job
attack.
across the board.
Your middle
If
tower
you're blinkful
has
now, you gotta start
fallen.
looking for fights. I think. You can't just
Arcanery
be
thrives.
content with the state of the game. Orchid reveal here from
Your
Forev.
middle
That would be
tower
a
is
kill.
under attack.
Not it.
Blast!
Yeah,
Your middle tower is under attack.
Charging the creep wave and just hit the last creep was alive before he was able to hit on to Misery.
Yeah, all
Meanwhile,
bottom
Ember.
lane, Kaiser.
Wow, okay.
Bryle is so farmed.
Yeah.
Like, it's 17 minutes in. He has Phase, Shadowblade, Yule's Bottle, Double Null, and another 1,000 gold on top. He's 3,500 gold ahead of the Medusa, who has about the same CS as him.
And I think when you take these types of heroes like Spirit Breaker, Nature's Prophet, it's just anywhere on the map that you are with one other hero, you can find a kill. And I think it speaks to the way that Wind and Rain just wanted to play a different style of Dota than we saw in game number 1, and they're making it happen.
Yep.
Very impressive.
Oh, Brawl is on the hunt again.
Nature's Prophet comes in with the Orchid in a second. They're also charging with Spirit Breaker as they look for their opening. Kaiser's there as well. They end up hitting the Orchid on the Emperor.
Your top tower is under attack.
Really trying to turn this back around. Now, Light Strike Array a little bit off the mark, and Madara comes in as well. There's a lot of damage on Dire Heroes. As they finally go too far, Brile is going to go down. Moving with Ritsu as well. He takes over the Medusa. The Roar comes out now onto the Script Breaker. Tries to send one
Your
back.
top tower is under attack.
He gets brought down. Ritsu comes out of there.
Fragile you are.
Disaster.
Your top tower is under attack.
Duration from Sasha. They were hitting heroes the whole time.
Let's
Yep, nice play there from
Your top
Radiant.
tower
Short
is
the whole
under.
time. It looked like it was going to be a great play from Wind and Rain getting the quick pick, but the Light Strike Array on Ember was just a millimeter off. And that's about an inch. It's a it's a lot less. It's a lot less than an inch. It's a very little inch.
A little tiny.
Your top tower is under attack. Here we go. Here we go.
Old non-freedom units. So 19 minutes. It's down to now just a 5,000.
That was a big swing.
Worth lead.
And a lot of the gold went down Medusa's pocket.
I feel like Medusa might not be the hero to target with the morph in these fights, as far as like just raw damage output.
Yeah, what options did he have? He could get the Ember, I think. Yeah, that could have been a difference there, for sure. Level 4 chains currently on the Ember. It's like +1.
I guess I understand the desire just to go right in and take whoever you can, because it is a pretty good value.
I would agree. The Medusa steals pretty good.
This
I think Mono doesn't carry over the switch back to Morphling, and you don't carry over the split shot either, so all you're really getting is... Well, that is a good spell. Especially like does.
Killing spree.
Yeah, that was just... Not sure what... Maybe Brawl was just celebrating, he finally... Or Kitrek was celebrating, he finally got level 6 minutes.
Tower is under attack!
Dude, that has been really, really struggling on that chin. After the...
Your middle tower has...
golems, he has not been able to find what he needed. But they're still at a great...
Barracks are under attack!
This might finally be getting out of hand. Your middle barracks have fallen! Your middle barracks are under
Your
attack!
middle barracks have fallen!
One or two more mistakes like that last one, and Radiant are in a comfortable position once again.
Your top tower
And
is
it's
under
interesting what just happened,
attack!
because I feel like it's a combination of the absolute best and absolute worst part of this Wind and Rain team. We've seen games where their laning is just exceptional. Like, they do so well in lanes, they crush them.
Your top barracks are under
They
attack!
have these moments in the mid-game where sometimes they drop the ball a little bit. And I said earlier in this qualifier that
Your
I had
top
hoped,
barracks
I
are
hope to win
under
a race
attack.
that could maybe take
Your
OG
top
to,
barracks
like,
have
challenge
fallen.
them
Your
because of
top
how they
barracks
win the lanes
have
like
fallen!
But you gotta make sure you don't make these mistakes in the mid-game. And they're stabilizing again. This will be a Roshan for them. It's the way of the Lina, not the Morphling.
Elementals. Wex exalt! With unerring proficiency.
Spotted now by the Morph. Uh-oh.
Unto battle.
Next time. Or will we?
Stands
There's
ready.
the Evil Scepter.
Perfectly timed LSA, or rather Dragon Slave.
She's actually going to be going for a Lincoln's also. So double Lincoln's, it looks like. Morphling already finishing off the Ghost Scepter and is getting close to the E-Blade. That is another moment when things get very scary as they jump forward. Gonna take over the Ember? No. Hasn't used Morph yet. Instead decides to take over the Witch Doctor, it looks like. Kezu's still here. If he wants to, they could think about going for a Roar play if somebody else is able to
5 seconds to do it.
But no.
It's back again, the Lincolns. Nice cask. Got him. Got one hit on the wolf.
Your bottom tower
Malik's a
is
kinda
under
nifty steal,
attack!
Yeah.
For Morphling.
With E-Blade?
Yep.
That's awesome.
It's a great spell to steal against Medusa, actually.
Your bottom tower is under...
Could be interesting to see if he manages to
Your bottom tower has fallen.
This game. It's kind of just this hero that's been in the background as bottom lane actually might need to watch for
Your
a kill.
bottom tower is under
currently
attack.
Just sitting on Hurricane Pike, Mask of Madness, getting towards the Scotty. How scary does this hero get as the game goes on, considering what
your bottom tower
they
is
have
under
some attack. Decent solutions because they have artillery. Both Morphling and Lina.
Your bottom tower has fallen.
That was bad. Tools to overcome a late game Medusa. It's still not the. It's still a pretty good Medusa game, but considering how the lane.
Time to flashlight power.
Your bottom barracks are under attack.
It's gotta have to go really late. I think even then, Lina again. There's high attack range, high damage.
Your bottom barracks are under attack. Your bottom barracks have
Kaiser's there, they get him, and there's the Yule Scepter immediately. Follow up not going to be there.
No, it's just scaring him off to push the wave.
Madara does need to be a little bit wary, but
while it lasted,
this tower vanished. Does have the Hurricane Pike as well. So you're just trying to farm up at the moment. Not a whole lot that they can do. As the E-Blade is done on Ritsu, he's getting close to
Your middle tower is
well.
under attack.
Any value in more allies, I guess. I don't know if that's that great.
Teleport is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
I kind of like the charge too.
Yeah. If you can't like persist into your form afterwards, but
yeah, I think he's gonna take. I don't think there's anything that stands out enough for target allies. The teleport is cool though, man. Not gonna lie, he might take it for that.
Yeah.
What a ganking combo that is, man. That's insane.
With Spirit Breaker too?
That's
you
insane.
Just charge anybody.
Now I just want to see it, actually.
Yeah.
I just want to see him take it. That's a great idea.
From the arcane. Ocular devours.
Your ancient is under attack.
Very nice. I feel like they're slowing down a little bit.
Your ancient is under attack. Double kill. Radiant!
They could maybe try to find a fight.
Yeah.
I don't think you just go and start knocking on high ground right now. It's not that easy.
Right.
At the same time, they're controlling the map nicely. They should be getting more overall gold out of it than the Radiant.
He took the waveform attacks targets.
Lincoln's Beastmaster. He wants to be able to break the Yules himself. It's a cheaper version of Halberd. I don't know how much I like it here. Gives him move speed, that's nice.
Bryle, mid lane, level 20. So he's got that little damage amplification with his talent. As the tier 2 tower is going to start to fall, the Mystic Stake doesn't bounce to the creeps nor Bryle, and this should be a dead tower.
This
he
could get
does have
awkward.
a remnant out. Oh, right away.
That's gonna follow him. He knows he's charged.
Okay.
Man, this is getting a bit crazy here, guys.
That camera work is going to be put to the test. To knock on high ground, they do still have Morph available if they want to use it to throw it from the Ember, and Ritsu hitting away at these buildings. It is incredibly fast. The arrow does connect there, but now the jump back forward as they finally find the stomp after the ulti coming in from the Spirit Breaker. Chains onto 2 as well. Can they take these heroes down though? Misery down to low HP. Ritsu still hasn't morphed yet. He has decided to take over this Medusa down to low HP. He turns around again, needs to waveform out, but he's rooted. Switching over to Strength from the arrow hits after the fact. They don't have anything to keep him alive, and Ritsu goes down.
That was a complete disconnect in that fight from the Dire. They were not on the same page at all. They open up with the Nether Strike on Medusa, they charge her, they Orchid her, they stun her with Lina, and Morphling is hitting someone else. Like, he was actually going on the backline. If that was the plan there, it's just a mistake. Like, either you kill the Medusa or you don't. You don't throw 6 spells on her and then not commit. Like, it's just wasted time and spells. And even though they have a big advantage, if you take the fight like that, it's going to go wrong. Ritsu took the easy kill on, I believe, Saksa. No, actually, Bryle ended up killing him later. That is not the way to go about this. And a bit of a throwaway fight there from the Dire. Giving Blinkpool back about 3k gold. Saksa did buy back though, so that was a dieback from the Witch Doctor, but that's a relatively low price to pay for what they gained.
Very unfortunate timing there. And again, no Aegis at this point. Roche gonna be possible to respond in about a minute.
Arrow, ooh, almost connecting on Chen mid. And now back the other way. Madara will hit the mid tier 1.
Kezu,
charged.
They're gonna see that with the bird. Hawk is out. He gets roared yet again. The chase